Let's try to collectively name all the Kardashians.
Chloe,
Kim, Kendall, Bruce,
Rob,
Caitlyn,
Kendall.
What is happening? Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
Wow,
said-
for us,
you
a
said
Kardashian question?
You said Kendall like 4 times, I think.
Oh, I thought we kept missing her. I feel like she's always overlooked.
We missed, what's the Travis Scott's? Kylie. We missed Kylie.
Oh, I thought that you said Kylie. That's why I didn't say it.
No, I think we said Kim, Kendall, Chloe. Oh, we missed
Courtney.
Chris too. And I named Bruce and Caitlyn. Both.
Oh, but
both
you're only
versions.
supposed to.
Yeah, but I did
Caitlyn.
both versions just in case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kylie, we love you, and Stormy. But yeah, you chose
Don't
a
say we.
Kardashian question.
You don't know if I'm representing.
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking now. Are you representing? Are you a Kardashian clan member?
I'm a Chloe fan.
Oh, are you?
No, I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's the least like, she's the most like normal, just chill. She's the chillest. I think.
You think Courtney is the most chill?
No, Chloe.
You think that Chloe is the most chill out of all of them?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think Kylie's the most chill?
Kylie, no.
Kylie's 1,000% the most chill.
I mean,
Maybe Kendall's even.
Her actions don't say so.
Her actions are so much less than Chloe or Kim or Courtney.
I don't know.
Even.
I'm just going off of like what they.
I feel like Kylie's like casually doing everything in life. Whereas
Yeah, I
like
don't
Kim's
know.
like.
She's a lot younger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's that casual. It's just kind of like, dang,
More natural for her.
bruh. I don't know. Anyways,
Hello.
welcome everybody to another episode of Strange Flavors. This is another strange exchange.
Yes, it is. Welcome.
I think it's the 5th or 6th one. 6. I'm gonna say 6. This is brought to you by Alif Theory. My name is Faras.
My name is Amber, and there's no Shimmer this week.
There is no Shimmer this week. Actually, he has taken his snail walk to a national level.
And he's kicking it in Karachi.
He's kicking it in Karachi. He's in Pakistan actually. It's his first time being back there after like a decade, I think.
Wow.
And so we're excited for him.
He's about to come back real fob. I'm gonna love it.
He's gonna come back, wishing that his. I'm not even gonna say.
You're gonna make another bathroom joke.
I was gonna make a bathroom joke, but
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying not to make anybody throw up in their car while they're listening to this. So, hopefully, he experiences some nice runs to the bathroom on the squat toilets.
Because it's gonna happen
he
either
will
way.
turn into a living volcano,
Oh my gosh.
ready to erupt.
Okay, well, let's hope that doesn't happen to him.
No, it needs to happen. He needs to.
It's a part of the experience.
It's
yeah.
part of the full experience.
Yeah,
When
you can't go
there,
to Pakistan and just not live
No.
on the toilet for like a good day.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep up with Shimmer and all his snaps and his IG. We don't know what he's going to be making there, but we know that he's vlogging, so it's going to be super exciting. Shimmer Wally on IG and Snap
Karachi
and Twitter and
vlogs.
everything. Look out for the Karachi vlogs. Yeah, so actually, I got since it's International Women's Day, I got you something
Oh God.
that I want to reveal
This is gonna be
on the podcast.
torturous or something.
It's not torturous.
Earlier, I mentioned it was International Women's Day, and he only said Happy International Women's Day to my roommate, and then turned to me and said, "Sorry, there's no Man's Day."
That's part of the Mamber joke collection.
We don't need
okay,
to
ready?
expose that.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh God.
Boom.
What is it? Really? Wow.
The Szechuan sauce.
Where'd you get it from?
I got it from McDonald's.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
true.
all right, so I wanted to do this on the podcast live.
Oh snap.
We have to try the
Okay.
Szechuan sauce.
All right.
So
this is exciting.
There's one.
I didn't even know we were doing
one.
this.
Oh, we're doing it. We're doing
Okay,
it. Okay, well,
all right.
don't do it without me.
I'm not gonna do it without
Okay,
you.
let's
I was
open the
just
sauce.
prepping.
We both
Alright.
no, we both have a sauce.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna tell
I
you
get
guys
my own
live
sauce?
on the podcast. Okay.
All right, excuse my crunchy noises. Oh yeah, this
Open
needs to
that.
be like.
It's like okay, so we're gonna taste test this live on the podcast for you and give you our reaction right now of the Szechuan sauce. So the Szechuan sauce is only like, you know, on that Rick and Morty show that
Right.
was here back in the day when they were doing like a Mulan promotion at McDonald's or something like that. But now it's back at McDonald's and people were going crazy over this. So
You got his hands on
now
it.
we're gonna try it. It looks like it's some sweet and sour sauce.
Ready?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Make sure you eat in the mic too. Full of fat.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, okay.
Okay. It's like
This
a barbecue soy sauce.
this is terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's just not my favorite.
This is not what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like something spicy.
No, it's not. It's like that's the best way I can say it. It's like a soy sauce but barbecue sauce.
I am not a fan. I'm highly
It's
disappointed.
a thick soy sauce.
I'm really disappointed. Anyways, it's that's your Women's Day present. I know you're on your stupid diet thing, but I was like,
Oh
we gotta
wow,
try
I like
the
completely threw that out the window for the
Szechuan.
podcast.
What?
I haven't eaten any fried foods in like over a week and a half, and you're over here like giving me casual McChicken.
Yeah, but we had to. For
Okay, well I did it for
the
you
Szechuan.
guys. If I get fat, it's all your fault.
Rate it 1 to 10 compared to any other sauce.
I'm gonna give it like a solid 6.
I'm giving it a 3.
It's just a thick soy sauce, right? Can you agree with me?
It's just garbage. Like it's not. People
But
wait.
explain
People are
taste,
like
explain
killing each
taste.
other over this. What do you mean explain taste?
Like, tell me what you think it tastes like.
It tastes like watered down barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not even. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Continuing on. That was a
that's
cool little
terrible.
surprise.
yeah. So guys, today we're doing our strange exchange where we answer your questions and what you guys wrote to us about different topics and everything like that. These are kind of more laid back, and we don't have a guest on, so it's just us talking to each other and kind of taking on whatever you guys want us to talk about. So before that, if you want to reach out to us, you can email us where you can send us your stories and everything like that. Whatever you guys would want us to know or question us about. That's strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com. You can also send us your music there. We accept these transitions and outro songs from all types of producers and rappers and bands and country singers, right?
Yep. Don't forget about the country singers.
So send your stuff there. And also keep up with us on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Strange Flavors, and Facebook as well. So you can keep up with us on our contests and everything like that. We might be doing a contest next time, giving away something since we've crossed 40 episodes. Okay, and lastly, before we get on with that, we have shows coming up maybe near you guys. So come out to those if you can.
Where are they
on April 3rd, we're doing University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. April 13th, we're going to University of Maryland College Park. And April 19th, we'll be at UMBC. That one just got added on as of yesterday.
Nice.
So if you're in the area, in Baltimore, College Park, or Chicago area, come out, and it'll be a lot of fun. And also, ICNA is coming up, which is like a
Islamic
giant
Circle
Islamic-
of North America convention, and it's like a full weekend.
Is that what it stands for? I didn't know that.
Yeah, ICNA is Islamic Circle of North America.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's basically like a big convention. They have all the biggest Muslim people there, and then they have the bazaar, which is fun, and just it's like a big building with a bunch of Muslims, and it's just cool.
Sounds scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might be there actually. So if you're gonna be there, reach out to us. Let us know if you want to meet up and everything, and we'll try to do that.
ICNA meetup.
ICNA meetup. And Amber,
Yes.
you recently had your first performance.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually, it was a surprise, and this is only exclusive to the podcast people, so everybody outside of this doesn't know this.
Yeah,
but,
no, only the podcast people knew.
But we got more performances with you coming up, but we brought you out as a surprise.
Oh, snap.
When we were at George Washington University. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
It was really wild because usually like I'm in the front and center like cheering you guys on and stuff, but like I was on the side like about to come out, and then there's like I don't know. It was very like nerve-wracking beforehand, but I think like us practicing and stuff like helped solve that. But I don't know. It was just different. It was just cool. I don't really have. I don't know. It was just a lot.
Well, you killed it. People were really excited, and
Thanks.
it was awesome that people were coming up afterwards and like they were like, "Oh my god, like you're awesome," and this and
I
that.
know.
And that's always
like my
so
favorite
good to
part.
see, especially with like the girls that are doing what they're doing in college and stuff like that, and they're just inspired. I think there was a few of them that came up and were like, you know, this is what I was hoping to do, or this is what I'm doing, and like media related or something that's, you know, out of the norm.
Right.
And they were just like, by looking at you doing your thing, it's just like really inspiring for them. So I think that's always
so
awesome.
Sweet. I love when, especially when girls come up to me, like it makes my whole life.
Yeah. And I think SHAH-AMEER and I are the opposite. We love when guys come up to us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's because, you know, you connect most with, you know, and I would hope that I would inspire more girls, or, you know, just relate to girls more.
I think also when it's like comes to your own gender, sometimes there's an ego thing. So like, you know, girls get jealous of girls, or guys get jealous of guys, and there's like this competitive hate for no reason.
Right.
And so, you know, when SHAH-AMEER and I, like, we have guys that come up to us and are like, yo, I really mess with your music and this and that, we're like, oh my god, like we instantly are like fanning over them, because we're like, you know, that's awesome, and we really appreciate that you would just you know, just say something, and that's really, really cool, because not everybody can do that, even though there's no reason that should exist. If you find somebody cool, you should let them know, you know.
Yeah. And like that show is hype, like the people there really like you guys. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, GW, you guys were awesome. You're all very nice people, so I can't wait for these other shows.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Maybe we'll get some more down. But yeah, okay, I think we'll move on to the questions, because we've got quite a few here of things that you guys sent us. So
we took it to social media to ask you guys to send in your questions, and we will be answering them today.
Yeah, so sit back, relax,
get a snack.
Get a snack. The first one. Well, the first two are like from kind of the same thing, but
yeah.
One comes from Zohesis on IG and Joey Dixon on Snapchat. They're asking, WTF, is it so windy everywhere? And Joey is asking, Maryland, just says Maryland weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because WTF Maryland weather. That's
true.
Like, just combine the two.
Yeah. If you don't know, we do this out of Baltimore, so we're in that Maryland area. But Maryland is crazy.
Oh yeah.
On its weather. Mm-hmm. One day, I think maybe 2 weeks ago,
it was
like
so warm.
It was like 70 some degrees, upper 70s. It was like
so
hot outside.
Good. It was hot outside. It was amazing. I was like, oh, spring is here.
And yesterday we get a blizzard.
Oh my god.
Nowhere.
And then the random like high winds when we were on our way to the performance to GW, your car was moving.
Yeah.
While we were driving
that day,
there.
All our power went out over in where I'm from in Maryland, in
my
Bel Air.
parents' house too.
Yeah, and then
I saw a trash can fly across the highway.
There was trees knocked down all in my neighborhood. You know, it was
Flights
crazy outside. It was so windy, and we were still like, oh my god, we got to make it to the show. And luckily we had a lot of people in the car, so we didn't fly away. Yeah. But otherwise,
the car might have flown.
There was some smaller cars that were just on the side of the road with their hazards on that were like, no, I'm
not moving.
I'm getting destroyed by giant trucks today, so that's not happening. But yeah, okay, Maryland weather, yes, it's crazy.
Yes.
This next one comes from Arshad27 on IG. Arshad is an awesome person. He actually wrote our article on Valex Media, covering you know, our Alif Theory story. So this is from him. He says to talk about Get Out, the movie winning on the Oscars and what that means. So yeah, Jordan Peele, the director of Get Out, you know, he walked away with an Oscar that night.
Right. I feel like Twitter was super excited too.
Yeah, I think for everybody it was an exciting moment. And what does that mean? Well, in Jordan Peele's speech, he was saying that he almost didn't make the movie, which was really crazy, but also really inspiring at the same time, because
that was like a movie mark of like that was like a big movie socially. Definitely,
no doubt. I think it was, you know, it was a risky movie, and that's why he was saying, he's like, I didn't know if anybody would believe in it, but you know, it's inspiring because he did make it, and I think the lesson,
pulled it off.
And
so,
yeah, and it wasn't a mediocre movie. It was really good,
right?
In all aspects, the story of it got nominated for, you know, a ton of categories.
Right.
He won one, but it got nominated for nearly like all the important ones, Best Picture and Best Actor, and you know, he won the one for the screenplay. But you know, it's inspiring because when he says that he almost didn't make it, you think about somebody who is a person of color, for example, and you know, the ideas that they have, and their threat that they feel against the norm of Hollywood. So like these, the rest of the Oscars almost, it's always been like these old white males that win most of the awards, and you're like comparing yourself against them. It's like, is this movie Oscar worthy? But he made it, and then it did its job. And the same thing with Kumail Nanjiani. He was also nominated for that same award, who made The Big Sick. And it's like, if you spend your whole life worrying about how it's going to be perceived and like being afraid to not make it, or trying to pitch your idea to somebody to make the movie who doesn't believe in it, you're never going to get to that level. But what Kumail and Jordan Peele did was they made their own movie. Like they wrote it themselves and they directed it, and then it did what it did. And Kumail even got nominated for an Oscar, which is insane because
that's
it's like,
so cool.
This is somebody from Pakistan, like not even born here. He was from there, and he has an accent, and like he's not typical at all in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yet he made a movie about his own life. It has all the culture of it, and religion and everything like that brought into the movie. But he got nominated for an Oscar, like the most prestigious award you could really get. Yeah. Which is,
that was an amazing movie.
Yeah. But this year's Oscars, like I gotta give the credit where it's due. Like there was a lot of diversity. I think we've had Oscars so white in the past, and this year it felt like there was a lot more of diversity in it. There was of course Jordan Peele, who was nominated for a ton of things for Get Out, and then there was Guillermo del Toro, who is Mexican. And then there was Greta Gerwig, I think her name is. She's a female director who was nominated, which is huge. So we have a lot of representation in there. It was a little bit boring, the Oscars this year. Their ratings were low, but otherwise, because of people like Jordan Peele, it was a really cool moment. So,
I like that.
It definitely, it's definitely inspiring, and it does mean a lot that Get Out won that. Okay, moving on to the next question, whatever this is.
Okay, so somebody sent me on Snapchat a 3-part question, and more than answering it, I really want to read it to you guys.
Okay.
So first it says, I have 3 questions. To Farosty, if he had the chance to be a part of a Pakistani industry acting in dramas, would he do it? To Shimmer, if your parents force you to keep a beard for the rest of your life, what will you do? And to Amber, love marriage or arranged marriage, and why?
I love how that's the one you get, and we get these.
Like, I would get that one. Like, okay, cool. Like,
okay, do you want to trade with it? I mean, okay, SHAH-AMEER got this beard question,
right?
But he can't even grow a full beard, so
yeah,
that's knocked out,
right?
So it's his parents are actually telling him to grow one, and it's not like he's disappointing the family, right?
And plus, it says, "Will you do it?" I could say he probably wouldn't do it. I mean, I feel like SHAH-AMEER will do what he wants to do.
SHAH-AMEER will do whatever he wants to.
Yeah, like nobody's telling SHAH-AMEER what to do.
He lets Instagram polls decide that for him.
Right,
so the next time he
okay.
posts one of those, you'll see it.
Yeah. And then to yours, if you had a chance to be
you answer that one. You go ahead and take that.
Okay.
Since your question sucks.
I don't think I would do it. But we can both answer both questions. How about that?
Wait, so you wouldn't take the
Pakistani industry?
Yeah.
No. Did you hear me speaking Urdu before?
Oh, well, that's why your Urdu's not that good. That's why you wouldn't do it?
I don't think I would do well like on set or something. Like I can't imagine like.
You don't know if you try unless you try it.
I mean, that's true. Would I take it? Probably not, because I kind of like what we have going on here. I don't want to like work for somebody else. I like how we're building from the ground up.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun though. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. Like, you could always do your stuff on the side, but I feel like that's pretty cool. Like, then you would have a whole nother audience that, would know you for something else.
Right.
So I don't know. It'd be cool.
Arranged marriage or love marriage for us?
Why y'all asking about marriage stuff? I'm not even gonna go.
You have to give an answer.
I have no answer. What is it asking? Do I prefer a love or arranged marriage? Like, come on.
Yeah. Which one do you choose and why?
I go with
marriage.
I go with marriage. Like,
yeah.
I don't see. All right. Yeah.
All right. Let's continue on.
Okay. All right. We have another juicy question, which I was actually excited for this one. Comes from Ayanik Bond on IG. That's Ayan, our boy. He's awesome. He has
Yan.
really cool podcast called What Muslims Look Like. And so he is asking, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the whole Kim Kardashian Vogue India thing. So what happened? Like,
so on Vogue India, they had Kim Kardashian in like a traditional type outfit, but like obviously it wasn't too traditional. It was
lehenga.
It was a lehenga. There we go. It was nothing like super traditional, but it was a brown outfit, and she was on the cover of a brown magazine, and a lot of people found that offensive, I guess.
Yeah, they were saying that it should have been some other South Asian woman on there, or that she was culturally appropriating, right? So, I mean, what are your initial thoughts about that?
So, I mean, just going based off of like little information, I would be like, oh wait, why would they have Kim Kardashian on an India one? But this was the celebrity edition, apparently. Like this issue, it was like a celebrity cover edition. So to that I say, I mean, it's not like they're doing this on a normal basis. They did it one time. But on the other hand, I do think that it's people and companies have to be a little bit careful when they choose Kim Kardashian. As much as I freaking love Kim Kardashian, I would still say that they still need to be careful, because they do like to take a lot of different cultures but not really pay their dues towards them, in the sense that, you know, Kim Kardashian launched her line of fragrances, and one of her fragrances was oud, which is like a Middle Eastern scent. It's like commonly used in the Middle East, and she was like, you know, while she was showing it off, she's like, oh, when I was in the Middle East, like I loved this and that, and I was like, you know, they play this very Western lifestyle.
But she does have Armenian like in her, so
I mean, and it could also play to that. I just think that I think that it's fine to use her in like the celebrity edition, and it's cool. I don't see an issue with that necessarily. If they started doing it every month, or like, you know, they started having a bunch of white girls on the covers of Vogue India, then it would be an issue. But I still, at the same time, knowing the Kardashian family as a whole, I think that it would be a little bit better to have a little bit more awareness in the culture that they use and take part of.
So the subheading for that issue, it was the March edition. It says, why are 160 million people obsessed with her? Right? So then what that says is that we select who goes on these magazines.
Right.
Is it really Vogue India's like responsibility?
Not really.
Or is it ours? Like, if I go on Snapchat right now, I don't follow any of the Kardashians or anything like that on Instagram, or I think I do on Twitter, but like on Snapchat I don't. But on my Snapchat, if I go to, you know, like the right, when you scroll right into celebrities,
one.
It's Kim, Kendall, Kylie,
Courtney.
Like all of them are showing up. Why? Yeah. I don't know. Because people like them. People are obsessed with them, including Indians.
I get it.
Including Indians. Yeah. So they are gonna, like, the media, we have to understand, are going to talk about and present what everybody else is talking about and wants to hear. If we all said one day, you know what, forget this, like, we don't care about Kim anymore, she would never show up again.
Right. Because
we care about her. Like, as a society, like, we care about what the Kardashians are doing.
And we do have to give them some props, because they definitely have, like, they have some sort of business-minded type minds, and they know how to keep themselves relevant. They know what they need to do to stay in the news. They know what they need to do to stay relevant. And I mean, that's like a big part of why they're always so trendy. But it's also because we like everything that they do, and we like consuming what they do, and we let what they do become a trend.
I also don't get why people get mad at Kim Kardashian. Like, they're all bashing her for this. Shouldn't you be questioning what Vogue India is doing? If you have a problem with somebody in here, shouldn't it be Vogue India who you go to and say, you know, why did you put her on here? And I think they would have an excellent...
There was, though, a lot of people upset with Vogue India. But I feel like a lot of the attention was focused on Kim Kardashian.
So Vogue India actually like went and made a statement about this. And they said Vogue India has held only 12 international covers, including Kendall Jenner in 2017, which, by the way, they also, people, you know, had a huge issue with. And then the quote goes on to say, therefore, statistically, 90% of our covers are Indian, and we are proud of that. India has given the world so many beautiful faces to admire. After all, we are Vogue, an international brand, and we want to give the love back by featuring some of the best international celebrities on our covers occasionally. I think that's a totally fair statement to say. I think that I'm going to give props to Vogue, because to Vogue India, because, you know what, like, are you supposed to only feature you're gonna call yourself international and then only feature what is familiar to you, or are you gonna say like, you know what, this is what the world considers beautiful? And like, I think it's really cool that they got Kim to be in the issue wearing what she's wearing.
Yeah.
And
she looked really pretty too.
I think she was killing it, honestly. Like I think it looked awesome, and it's ridiculous that like we think that we should be blending cultures and we should spread peace and love and culture everywhere, but then we only want to hold on to our own cultures and not share it with anybody.
Right.
Like that is crazy to me. And like this line of cultural appropriation, like there's a lot of people that have a problem with anybody that does something that's outside of their culture. Like I know Beyonce gets this a lot, and like when she does music videos that she's wearing like Indian stuff and doing Indian dance moves and this and that. But like, what is the line there? When are you allowed to do things? When are you not?
Right.
What do you think that line would be, or is there a line?
I think that, and that's kind of what I said with the Kim Kardashian thing. I said that there is a certain level of like respect you have to pay towards that culture as well. Like, I don't think that you can just pull in a box and say, what culture am I going to wear next? I think it's beautiful to embrace certain cultures, and that when you do them and like, you believe in, like, if you really like something and that really resonates with you, by all means do it. But I think that at a point, if you're just reaching into cultures for fashion trends solely to see, okay, like, should I go here? Should I go here? Like, whatever. But if you genuinely like them and you appreciate what it is, I think that isn't that not cultural appropriation? Because you're not, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is tough because people could say that just because you're using it for its beauty, that it would be cultural appropriation, but you're putting a certain level of respect towards it.
That's the thing. That respect is a key word, because it's like, I had a lot of American friends show up to our George Washington University performance, and they were asking me, they were like, oh, we wanted to kind of wear, like traditional clothes, but we didn't know if it would be appropriate or not. And but my initial response was like, it would have been dope. Like, we would have loved that, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to show respect, and they're learning about it. And the same thing with Kim is like, she's in Vogue India, so by wearing the lehenga, which is like a long skirt, I guess, in South Asian
I feel like it would have been more stupid if she showed up there wearing something like she should wear something from India.
So if you're down to like learn and respect what it is, if you know what you're wearing, or doing, then it's appropriate. That goes with anything in our culture. Like, so many things that we do come from somebody else's culture, and if you know the history of that, nobody owns any of these cultures, but for some reason we give a ton of backlash when we want to say things like people should know about our culture and not be afraid of it, but then they're not allowed to dabble with it at all. Yeah. So that's crazy. And also the last thing I want to say about this is like, we give so much attention to Kim Kardashian being on Vogue India when she doesn't even make a small percentage of all the issues that they have. Right. And then there's all these other beautiful South Asians on their covers, but we don't talk about them.
No.
It's our duty, if we want to break the internet with a beautiful Indian Bollywood actress or whoever is on the cover, then we should repost them and talk about them. But we only, like, have you ever read Vogue India? Do you have a Vogue?
No, I have no idea what and that's the thing, is I'm not pressed about this because I don't even know what they put on it. Like they could have put freaking Kylie on the last 6 issues and I just wouldn't know because it never popped up on my Twitter.
Right. So it's dangerous actually that we have this immediate response that we don't even know what the rest of the issues look like. We don't even read Vogue India, but then suddenly like we see the words Kim Kardashian and Vogue India, and we want to have this insane like fury over the internet of like, she shouldn't be on this because I'm South Asian and I feel like she's misrepresenting me. Like, know the whole the whole story, know the history of this, and then make your comment if you feel that strongly.
Can I say something related actually?
Yeah.
So there's a Pakistani designer named Sana Safina who is apparently like one of the biggest, most expensive, it's like very like big, like it's like a big, what do they call it, designer companies type thing,
fashion industry.
It's just like a big designer company. It's like the Gucci for here, it's like Sana Safina's Capre over there. Okay. And so she had like a whole new like clothing release thing that she just did recently, and all the pictures are like in Africa, and like with these like, you know, having these African people as the commercials and as backdrops and like things like that. And I feel like the big difference between it would be like, these are Pakistani clothes. Like, why would you have another culture as a backdrop?
That just doesn't make sense.
To something like this. Whereas I feel like there's the other side where it's like, okay, there's somebody who's not a part of it, but coming and taking part of it versus, I don't know. I just want to bring that up because the whole Sana Safina thing is actually a big thing right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think it comes with like, you know, what you owe to a culture too. It's like, you know, if you're going to make a music video, for example, in Africa, and then you're going to dip, like that's not cool. Where like French Montana, he did that music video, Unforgettable, in Uganda, but then he also gave back to Uganda a lot, and that was really cool of him. So, and I don't know if it's necessarily a responsibility. I guess it's how you use it. Like, does Kim owe India anything? I don't know. Maybe this is a different context. I know for French Montana, obviously, like that would be insane if he went there, danced with all these African kids, and then came back. I think that would have been like kind of messed up. But in Kim's situation, it's like for a fashion line, and she's being dressed by Vogue India. So I don't know where that line is, but I think we should, like, you know, as people, just be open-minded and know before we type away at things that we don't necessarily know all about.
Do I have a reason to be upset about this? Am I just mad because it's a Kardashian?
Yeah.
Or like whatever? Because I feel like certain people are like triggers for others. Like,
yeah,
you could use her in any context and people are going to be upset. Any context whatsoever.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that. But we can talk about what we want to talk about, and just like Kumail and Jordan did, tell your own stories and you know, create your own hype. Literally create your own hype, and you can be as big as you want to be, or the topics that you want to talk about can be big as they want to be. All right. Well, Ayan, thank you for that question. I'm glad that we got to talk about that. Let us know what you think about it. You know, reach us on Twitter or Instagram or anything, and you know, give us your opinion.
Leave a comment on YouTube.
Yes, please do. Leave a comment on YouTube if you're watching right now, and what your thoughts are about Kim on Vogue India. All right, let's move on to the next question.
Okay, so from Skibop on
okay,
on Instagram, how do you deal with heating up brown food in the staff room during lunch and having that smell destroy everyone's nostrils? Oh my gosh, the accuracy though.
I mean, it's a real
Have
thing,
you ever
I
like
guess.
been in like an office and like your mom will give you kana and you like just warm it? Even like, I guess at school.
I mean, even at school. That's, I mean, when I was little, I guess my mom would give me.
What was
like,
your
sometimes.
average lunch as a kid?
I mean, average. I mean, I would get like decent stuff, like sandwiches and stuff.
Chicken
but,
nuggets.
But once in a while, my mom would do something with like a boiled egg.
Yeah.
Like a sandwich.
All the Indian kids at my
kebab,
job get boiled eggs.
Kebab and boiled egg in a sandwich, and that thing was stinky. And I mean, sometimes I would just like, I would open it, and then I would let the smell would hit me, and I would close it back up real quick. I'd eat everything else, and I'd keep that thing tucked in the back and not touch it. And then maybe on the bus, I'd like eat it or something like that.
Really?
Like I mean, I've thrown it away a few times, and my mom called me one time because I forgot to throw it away at school, so I threw it away at the house. She's like, she's throwing away something. She's like, yo, you throwing away my lunches, fam? And I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. She's like, listen, if you don't want me to make you that, I won't. Just let me know. And I was like,
you staying hungry
Mom,
at school.
I didn't want to.
You weren't that innocent of a kid. You were probably
with my mom,
a devilish child.
I was a devilish child, but with my mom,
okay.
I felt bad. But then, you know, it didn't happen again.
True.
But what is your method?
So I mean, like I mean, probably didn't have this issue until a few years ago.
By the way, that was in elementary school, so
okay.
I would never do that. Like, why? If I'm mature
adult,
enough to be throwing away food.
Good point. So at my job, we have like, I'll be working all day and stuff, and on my lunch break, I'll literally, at this point, I like having desi kana because I don't get it enough. So when my mom does give it to me, I'm like super excited to eat on my break. And literally I'll warm it up. I don't care. It'll be smelling so much, and I'll just be like, I'm having lunch. Bye. Like,
it's good.
Yeah.
It's better than having a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah, and people like warm up their own weird stuff too. Like it smells like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
they be cooking some
like,
hocus pocus.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. My stuff is no different. It's just different to you. Get your nose buds used to it. I got used to yours.
My sister will go to those carts, the halal carts, gyro carts, and she'll go back to work, and then everybody will smell it, and then they're all like, now they all go with her because they're like, yo, that actually smells. I think when you're adults, it's different because people are like, they smell the spices and everything, and it's just that when you're kids, you're not used to it, so then you just think anything different is weird. Right. But when you're an adult and you're eating, you know, whatever,
I don't know.
Whatever, like Stephanie packed you some nice Lunchables, but it has no flavoring or seasoning, and then
and I actually feel bad. You know, something I noticed. So I work with kids, and like these 4 or 5-year-olds, like you'll have these desi kids who come in with these nice lunches that their mom spent time with, these boiled eggs and these idlis and their sauces. It's You're love. Right. And then sometimes I'll look at some of the American kids, and they literally have a Lunchable, and I don't know if you understand how dry Lunchables are, but they don't want to eat a cracker with a piece of cheese and a piece of meat on it.
That's literally what it is.
That's so, like, a child shouldn't eat that. Like, they need love in their lunch.
It tastes like plastic. Like, I mean, as a kid, but it was kind of bomb.
The pizza ones were they're still bomb. The pizza ones are still bomb.
Actually, the pizza ones, I would get them. Yeah, I would warm them up and make a real pizza. You did that too? Yeah. I thought it was only one.
Oh, sorry.
That's those were, and then the nacho ones that came with like the little corner of the cheese.
And I don't believe that those are lunch either. That's nachos. That's chips.
No, you're right. It's not. But when you're a kid, it's kind of hype.
It's It's
like kind of hype. So.
But like brown kids, just appreciate your mothers because they're trying.
Your food is good. Don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not just because of the smell. The smell is because that's what you have to put up with when the food is so flavorful and tasty. Okay, so deal with it.
Yeah, but to be honest, in school though, my mom did give me a lot of chicken nuggets because I didn't want to take desi khane to school.
As a kid, it's different.
As a kid, yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so Sanar on IG is asking a few questions. Let's see. Favorite TV shows as kids, like what shows and channels did y'all grow up with? So there was
Barney.
You watched Barney?
I watched Barney till I was 9.
Man.
I remember I went to Blockbuster one time with my mom, and I was 9 years old, and she was like, Amber, beta, like you are too old for Barney. And I was like, this movie right here says that you can watch this up till age 10. I have 6 more months till I turn 10.
That's sad.
I know.
That is really, really sad.
I know.
Like Barney,
and Hilary Duff. Sorry, I had to add that in there. Hilary Duff, like Lizzie McGuire. Oh,
I watched Lizzie McGuire. Yeah, That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, Drake Disney and Josh, Jimmy Neutron, Timmy. Otherwise, the movies I was watching like scary movies, Exorcist and It. I watched It when I was really little, and
really, why are you watching scary movies at such a young age?
Well, they were good. Like we had a lot of cousins. We'd watch these in Pakistan mostly, but we all wanted to watch like scary movies, and then Terminator, and like it helps you grow up quicker. Okay. So I wasn't watching no Barney, because that keeps you in diapers and.
I was the youngest.
Sipping out the bottle.
I didn't. I actually was out of diapers early. Thank you very much.
My bad. Yeah. All right. So another question
from her.
Do you put cereal before or after milk?
Whichever one I grab first.
After. Wait. Cereal. Oh, the cereal comes before the milk because it's got to soak. But then if the milk is too cold. Sometimes in winter it's like a little bit too cold. Then I'll put the milk first, warm it up, then put.
You warm up your cereal milk? Yeah. You're gross.
Not with the cereal in it.
Stop.
Not with the cereal in it.
No.
Yeah, sometimes it's like when it's like
the
really cold.
Milk is like what's the best part about milk? The best part about milk is how tanda it is.
Yeah, but like also that's when it's like you have like a hot counterpart, like warm chocolate chip cookies and really cold milk. That's good. But the cereal. It's just
warm up the cereal then.
No, then it'll get soggy. It still needs to remain crunchy enough, but not like OD crunchy.
Put it in the toaster.
You're dumb. I'm not okay.
But yeah, for me, I don't have a certain one I put in first. It's whichever one I grab first. I know that people need certain.
She's also asking the deepest secret everyone had to keep until now.
Why would I be revealing something like that right now?
Deepest secret is Amber. You're kicked off the podcast.
Bye. What's your deepest secret?
I don't have any deep secrets, honestly.
Tell me your deepest secret.
I don't have any.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Think a little bit harder.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Okay, next one comes from Mr. Riaz Nawaz on Twitter. Nice name. Have you found life as an American Pakistani a person of color to be any different since the Trump election? Yeah. Like, I think it would be silly to say no, but I think in a positive way.
Mm-hmm. I think in both ways.
Yeah. Okay. You could see it in both ways. I think it all depends on you, how you take it. But right. I think all of this has revealed a lot, and most importantly, I think it's revealed a lot of strength in people, mm-hmm. and I think it's a good thing. Like when you have to go out of the way, when you're judged in a bad way, when you're undermined, when you are not given the value that you deserve, I think you have to work harder. You have to prove yourself, and not to anybody else but yourself, and it makes you an overall better person, I think. That doesn't necessarily apply to everybody, but I think that, you know, when you are up for the challenge and you take it, mm-hmm. it helps you grow as a person.
I think that like there's a lot of good things that came out of like all the activism and, you know, just everybody wanting to make things right. It makes me sad sometimes to see that like as a result though, that like girls will have things said to, even, you know, just people we know will have like random, like the hate crimes are what I think are like the bad side to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. No doubt.
You know, I don't think that anybody should have to deal with those. I don't think that hate crimes make any sense. But as an overall like social thing, I think that way more than I would have thought before, Trump was really good for bringing out the best in people.
Yeah, and the really bad in people, but that's good also because we didn't know that necessarily existed before, or mm-hmm. we might have thought it, but now it's like very apparent that, you know, there is a lot going on, and
like people who would have never said anything before, I feel like for the first time spoke up,
showed their true colors. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be silly to say that nobody was affected by this, but I think, you know, it all depends on how you take it, and you should always be ready for any situation. And yeah, it is what you make of it. So I think the more positive you have on it, the more you believe in yourself and everybody around you to do the right thing, to make something of all of this, the better it will be for you. So yeah. And also I would just want to say, like, people are really I guess big on, like, you know, oh, the Obama days and Obama this or that. But I think one thing that Trump did really well is like reveal what politics is really all about sometimes. And Obama wasn't like, you know, the best thing that ever happened to us either. He was droning people left and right. He had so many people killed in different countries, in third world countries, and it's like we can't just look past that and be like, Obama had great character, like he knew how to carry himself, but you can't just, you know, say one thing and be somebody on the surface and then in the background, like, you have to question those things too. And that's why I really salute Malala when she met Obama, was like, hey, why are you droning my country and, you know, killing all these innocent people? And that takes a lot of courage, because anybody could be like, oh, I'm meeting Obama and I have to put on my fancy pants. But she was like, nah, like, and she even said that on Ellen.
That's the raw question.
She went on Ellen and she's like, that's what I told him. And that's dope, because that's necessary, you know? If we want to like truly be the in the United States, we're like the greatest power, we have to set an example too. And I think sometimes we forget our history. Sometimes we want to push things under the rug. But in all fairness, it should be, if you're going to call out Trump, all the people that are like very anti-Trump, you should also question what Obama has done. You should also question what any of the politicians that you're rooting for do and really stand for. Because it's stupid to like say that, oh, I'm only on one person's side, I'm only a liberal, I'm only a conservative. Like, if you tie yourself down to one party and everything that party believes in, you are just as brainwashed as the other side then. And you're never going to like learn or grow as a person, and it's always going to go back and forth. But if we learn, if we do our history, if we stand up for everything that we truly believe in and go by that, then we can, as individuals, make a difference just by talking to, you know, our friends and family. Sorry, that went off on like a different tangent, but I just think it's important. Like when we say things about Trump, I think it's so important that we also mention other presidents and stuff like that, and say that, you know, Trump is not the first corrupt president. Right. I think people need to understand that.
But I do think that it is also separately important to recognize that Trump is also bad shit and on things that he does. Like they're not like normal presidential actions. They're like actions of an immature child. That doesn't belong there. So like, yeah, I do think that like we should acknowledge other presidents and stuff like that. And how it's not only dirty with him in the House. Like it's been dirty. Like politics is a dirty game. Yeah. But, you know, this is definitely a game changer though. Trump is not a normal case.
I mean, I think what it comes down to is like I think their actions for the most part, like they are a lot of times similar. But his words are different. Like Obama could do something insane that is not good, and then, you know, have a speech that makes it sound so positive and so good that people would be like, never even think about it twice. Yeah. But for Trump, he just says like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to get rid of the Mexicans. And then he like tries to, like, Obama also deported a ton of people and like broke up tons of families too. I just want to like,
but he didn't like,
he didn't say like, oh, Mexicans are bad people. And I mean, that's important too. Like if you're going to try to do something,
like,
I guess
people are looking up to you.
Like the way that you say things does matter. But at the same time, it's like, look at the actions too. Okay, Mr. Riaz Nawaz, thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Next one. Oh man, these are like these are big questions. You guys did not. But it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So this one says, do you think that Muslims can be gay in today's society without feeling guilty?
Wow.
That's like a very tough question. It's like very loaded, because I feel like I can speak to me and my like personal mindset that has nothing to do with anybody I'm related to or anyone that I'm around. But then the actual real answer, like if I was a gay person in today's society, like would I feel not guilty and comfortable in the environment that I was raised in? Most probably not. No, 100% I would not. But I feel like it would I feel like it's like a change that would have to be it's still coming. It's not here yet. And especially just like with the type of family that I've grown up with the type of community, like I know what has been told to me and what's ingrained in my brain. And I can't say confidently that I would feel comfortable or not guilty in today's society, but I would wish that would be the case for anybody who is.
I think the guilt you're asking about would feel guilty. I think the guilt will be there depending on the type of person that you are. I would strongly recommend anybody listening to this to watch a documentary on Netflix called How Gay is Pakistan. We actually watched that together, and it was super powerful because it shows you how much like to ignore a question like this would be silly, because this is something that exists in a country like that, you know, where it's completely frowned upon. Nobody is accepting of it, and yet there's a secret society. There's so many gay nightclubs and gay people everywhere walking around in Pakistan, which is supposed to be like this Islamic country, and it exists there. So it's silly to ignore that it's not a real thing, you know, despite your own values and what you think that a certain religion should be, you know, what type of people it should be influencing this and that. But at the end of the day, it exists, and that's the reality of it. But in today's society, since we have an American experience, in America, it depends again on the person that you are. If you are walking around as a gay person, like you're not gonna get that much crazy looks at you or anything.
Hate here.
But with your family,
like it depends on who your family is.
If you belong to a community, like the community is going to rip you apart. But if that's something that you don't care about, and that's who you are, then you will be who you are, and you won't feel guilty. But if you do value, you know, all the other things about your family and your community, then it's going to eat you alive. It depends on how you deal with it at the end of the day.
I think that's why a lot of gay people go through like so much, like, you know, they typically have that, you know, I've dealt with a lot of things, and they continue to deal with like I even watch this like one gay YouTuber and stuff, and like nobody in his family believes him and stuff, and they have to go
believes him, like they don't think that he's actually gay.
They don't. They think it's kind of like a choice, and they also don't think that he should act the way he's acting and stuff like that. And I think all that comes to personal opinion, and like it also matters how closely you hold religion to your heart. Are you a Muslim that's identifying as gay? Like, you know, how do you feel like that fits into you? I feel like guilt would come into your belief. If you feel like, you know, a lot of the things that we're told and the way that it's told to us, like as a result, that makes you feel guilty. But it's, you know, being a Muslim and reading the Quran, it's all about interpretation, and it's honestly how you kind of make it yourself. But on a general scale, like I can't say it's very accepted.
No. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't actually know anybody that is in that situation.
You don't know any gay Muslims?
No, I mean, I know I've had one in my class that was she was bi, but she converted and now she's bi, but she's also gone through other religions. So I don't know how like tied down she is to the religion, or if she's just experimenting with a bunch of different things.
But you never met like a Muslim born, or like, you know, somebody who like identifies as gay, and I don't
know anybody that identifies as like a gay Muslim, because usually it'll be like, you know, they kind of separate themselves from the religion and they're gay. So I don't know anybody that's like, you know, confidently saying like, hey, I'm a gay Muslim.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I mean, if there's stories out there, like reach out. I'd love to talk to you and see, you know, what your experiences are. That seems really interesting. But Sid Malik, thank you for that question. Like I think that gives us a lot to think about, and open for further conversations. And we'll do one last one because we're out of time today. Yasser Huck on Snapchat: finding a partner that's compatible with you as a brown person. Amber, this is all you.
Oh man, that's compatible with you as a brown person. I guess that also, okay, so if you're a brown person and you're trying to find someone that's compatible, I guess if you're into someone that's brown, you'd be like, I feel like that's like certain types of people. Like some people want to be with brown people and then some people don't. And then compatibility comes with, you know, who you think. This is not a good question for me. I'm like not good at these types of questions. I'm like, oh, relationships, bye. Like, I don't know how to answer these.
I have no idea. I just feel like The Great Gatsby is a great inspiration of mine, and he didn't settle for anything until he was successful, and so that's the vibe. And if something happens, it happens. And
I can give an example of like something that my mom said to me recently. So like, you know, we're talking about how like I'm doing stuff that's like a little bit different for a brown girl, so like it's not like a normal thing,
right?
And so me and my mom like got into this deep conversation. She was like, you know, any family that you would be able to, like, you would go into would have to be like very accepting of what you do, and not a lot will be. And so I guess in my terms, it would have to be finding compatibility with someone who understands what I'm doing, like has a family who's going to be understanding / supportive, because I hold family.
Well, what if they're you know, respectful to what you do and everything, but their family's not?
I don't know.
Does that matter to you?
It does.
Really?
Yeah, because
see, that wouldn't matter to me.
See, for me, it matters because I hold like, I mean, I hold one like kids and everything to like a really high standard. So any relationship that I would have with, like, say for example, if I have a husband and he has kids, or his sibling has kids, like he's now an uncle or whatever, like I would want those kids to be the same exact way that Rayan and Siam are to me. Because
who are your nephews?
Who are my nephews? Because those would also be my nephews.
But that's out of your control, though.
Yeah, but I would say that I would want to have as good of a relationship as I could. Right. And as a girl, like I feel like as a dude,
you can do your part, but you can do your part to make it as everything that it can be. But you can't control what other people think about you at the end of the day.
Right.
And is that something that you're going to be like, oh yeah, their family doesn't like me, so this isn't going to work out?
It's not as much as like, it's again, it goes back to compatibility. Like what family would I be compatible with? If it's actually a family that's like shut down, like, yo, what you're doing is wrong, or like, we don't stand by what you do, like, that's going to be an uncomfortable environment for me to be in. Not that I'm going to be living with them, but that's the atmosphere that they believe in. Like, that's kind of what their thought process is. I'm going to be with someone for the rest of my life, and their family thinks that way, like, it's going to be around me, and I don't need that, like, negative energy.
I guess if the family's around you too, like, if the family's not even there a lot of times, say you move somewhere,
right,
then it doesn't even really matter. But
yeah.
Yasser, like, I guess it depends on your values, right? Like, Amber's saying, you know, her own values, she's sharing her own values and what she, you know, would be comfortable with. So it depends on, you know, is that something that matters to you or not? So that's I don't know, like, I don't know about things like that.
Compatibility, I guess, is like,
compatibility is what you
would want out of
it, right?
What would you want out of your relationship, and what is important to you, and what factors that are important to you are important to your person that you're with, and do they align?
And if you are very compatible with us as the podcast, please make sure to follow us on SoundCloud and subscribe to us on the podcast app. Subscribe to us on YouTube, because it really helps us out. Leave us a review. And thank you guys so much for listening. It really means a lot that you guys always tune into us and listen to us blab away for an hour. We hope that this conversation, all the different topics we talked about, were interesting to you. Open your mind, or question your mind, challenge you in any way. And if you want to further these conversations, you know, don't ever be afraid to reach out to us in any way, by email or Snapchat or Instagram. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's been another week.
A little less stranger.
No, you said it wrong. Another week, another flavor, a little less stranger. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
We are not okay, so we buy a canvas blank just to cover it with paint. Trying to cover up the pain, then we fill ourselves with poison just to make it through the day. Pick